We're going to look at solving literal equations. Now, what that means is we're going to have more than one variable within a problem, and we need to try and get one of them alone, and everything else is going to go to the other side, going to make a big old mess. I don't care about any of that. Let's just try and get that variable alone. First problem here, I need to get n alone. Well, let's look at what's happening on the same side as n. Well, I have one term, and 3 is stuck with that n. I have another term, that 6p is over there. Um, when it comes to the rules of solving equations, we always want to do the reverse of that order of operations. So we're always starting with addition, subtraction. I have multiplication next to the n. I've got addition. This whole group is being added to that n. I want to move addition. So I do it by using inverse operations of, we have addition, I want to subtract. I want to subtract. Those two go. Now, we just created a subtraction problem, and I cannot combine 15 and the 6 together. One's got a p, one doesn't. They're two totally different things. So we're going to leave them as two totally different separate items. But instead of leaving them up and down, we're going to write them side to side. 15 minus 6p. And we're left with 3n on the right side. Okay. When you go through solving these, our answers start to look complicated and ugly. That's okay. I don't need that. The only thing we need to worry about is the movements. Get away from our variable. And so far, moving that 6p, nice and easy. Moving the 3, nice and easy. We know we have to divide, inverse of multiplication, division. Those are gone. Now, again, getting ugly. And I really don't care about that. I care about just really getting that n alone. And we did it. Now, normally we would stop here, but we can simplify what's on the left right now. The reason why we can simplify is 15, 6, and 3 all share a number. They all share the number 3. 3 goes into 15 and 6 evenly. I can only do this because it goes into everything. It's either an all or nothing thing. So let's simplify. 3 goes into 15 5 whole times. 3 goes into negative 6 2 whole times. And 3 goes into 3 1 whole time. But if you ever have anything over 1, we don't need it. Get rid of it. And if we don't have a number down there, we don't need this fraction line. Let's ignore it. One last step. Don't like the order. Let's just flip. And ends alone, it was easy moving the group. It was easy moving the 3. But you get an ugly looking answer, that's okay. Sometimes you get parentheses in a problem. Sometimes that confuses us. It complicates things a little more. But it doesn't have to be. These parentheses, it's a group. Everything's held together. I cannot get to the C. I cannot get to the 8 because something's holding it together. What's holding it together? A is holding it together. We need to move the A. Well, think about what's happening. A, usually outside of parentheses, that means distribution. What is distribution? It's multiplication. These two things are being multiplied together. So the inverse of multiplication, division. Divide, divide. My A's are gone. I'm now left with C minus 8. Now, they are in parentheses, but we don't need the parentheses because there's nothing outside holding them together anymore. Let's get rid of them. I can't do this division, so we just leave it. It's an ugly looking answer, but that's okay. Get C alone, there's one more step. We now have this subtracting 8. Let's add 8. That's easy. Over here is a little ugly. Now, let's come back over here. Remember how we had 15 minus 6p up and down, and then we rewrote it side by side? That's what we have here. We've got a fraction plus the 8. I have an up and down problem. I'm now going to write it side to side. So 23 over a plus 8. And you're done. That's solving literal equations.